Something that we had talked about it before, and I meant to come back to it when we were talking about the money and stuff. Because I'll say for me, this is one of the main reasons I've diversified.
Mm-hmm.
And I can beg and I can kick and I can scream to my industry and say, pay me more for this and pay me more for that. But there's a certain thing as precedent, because a lot of times the only thing we're talking about is banging, 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 and then handout. It's never, here's how to get around it. Here's how to make it work for you. Here's how to set your boundaries and create the landscape. And so I just find myself, when I hear the conversations, wanting to talk about the other side of it. Doesn't mean that I don't agree or understand their POV, but, you know, this is a reality.
Listen, everybody will do what they need to do to get what they need. You know, if this is what you got to do, this is what you got to do. You know, it's always great to have allies who can help. You know, it's always great, but you will have to say it every time. You have to say it always. And I was chuckling because I was thinking about what we made when we made Color Purple. Wasn't near
Probably
that.
scale. Yeah.
You know, so it's, you know, so listen, get what you can, make sure you can back up what you need.
Yeah.
You know, and keep the fight up. And it's going to be a fight because we're not going to be, for some reason, I'm not really sure why, because it used to be, well, you don't sell overseas. Well, that's where all my people are overseas.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So you say, well, that doesn't really make sense. You can say you don't have the money, you don't want to pay me. That I can deal with. But don't tell me it's because of this, because I know that's not so.
Yeah.
So you ask for what you ask for, and you make a decision. Can I do this for this?
Yeah.
And if I can't, then I don't.
And I think that's what I like to spend more of my time on. And that's why I was talking so much to you about, you know, the roles that were actually made for you as opposed to the ones you had to fight for, because I just want people to make it. And I don't want them to think that it'll ever get easy. That's what I feel like a lot of times there's this idea that you win an Oscar, work is done.
Yeah.
You did a blah, blah, blah. You had a hit movie, work is done.
Yeah.
It's just simply not true. And sometimes if you know the truth, you might say, this ain't for me.
Well, here's the other thing that you have to keep in mind is that there is a hierarchy. There are men, and then there's black men, and then there are white women, and then there are black women. And the scale is not equal, but it never has been. It was never equal. I don't think Betty Davis made as much as Clark Gable made, you know. And I don't think Hattie McDaniel made as much as Joan Fontaine made. So it's always going to be, you're always going to have to fight for you.